Hello everyone, welcome back. Okay, so here is how things are going to go. Here's how things are kind of shaping up from this point forward. I think I mentioned in the last video we're pretty much done, or almost done, with exploring this base here on the asteroid of Solus. So from this point going forward, it's not so much about discovering new areas and more about solving puzzles and dealing with the things that we've already seen. There are still some places that we haven't seen, of course, mostly because there are some kind of hostile creatures guarding them. But we've seen most of the rooms in the game by now, I think. So, let's see. Let me go ahead and... Is this at normal speed? Oh, that was at fast speed. Okay. Let me just quickly check. How are we doing for oxygen? Okay, oxygen's 75%. That's not bad. I don't think that there's a time limit to this game, so I don't think the chronometer really matters too much. But anyway, I don't think we've used up too much time. So let's go ahead and take a look around here at the navigation control area again, just to kind of get a reminder. We read the plaque last time. I don't think there's any useful information on it. It's just the name of the company that made the navigation computer. Let's take a look at this panel on the wall. If I get a little closer to it. The electrical box houses fusible links which feed the computer. One of the fusible links has melted completely away. No wonder the computer isn't working. I think fusible links... is that spelled with an A or an I? For some reason I want to spell it with an I, but maybe that's the correct spelling after all. Okay, I don't know. I don't know English. So, the fusible links are basically... I think they're basically what people commonly call fuses. The point is that if there's an overcurrent, if there's too much electricity or too much power going through that wire, then it'll melt to protect the equipment. So you see out in the middle, you've got a red, a green, and a yellow wire there. The green one obviously has a huge gap in it, so we need to find something to bridge that gap in the green wire before things will work here. Let's take a look at the computer, or did I already do that? Yeah, it's not operating. Let's operate on the computer. Why? Can we look at this tape drive? The tape drive is motionless. Well, let's motion it. Let's move the drive. You have no reason to do that. Well, I guess I can't argue with the game there. I guess that's true. But then again, maybe I do and we just don't know it. Okay, let's take a quick look at this control console here. I think we can't do anything here yet. The controls are numerous and complex. You notice a pair of screens in the eastern half of the console. One very large button stands out on the western half of the console. So this is basically the predecessor to... you know how in first-person shooters, there's always, like whenever you encounter a computer or some kind of complex machinery in a first-person shooter, it always looks really complex and most of it's non-interactive, but then there's one huge button. Somehow this computer has 1,000 little switches and dials on, but then there's that one huge button that sticks out so obviously, and somehow just pushing that one button fixes everything. This is basically the predecessor to that. There's one button that you need to push, and so the game just says, oh, there's so many controls, so many buttons and dials, but there's one very large button that stands out. That's computer game speak or video game speak for push this button. Can we look at the screens here? The screen on the left reads engine power failure. The screen on the right reads navigation systems failure. Okay, well that's a couple of failures. Maybe that's why they're flashing. See those two flashing red lines on the right. And what about this big red button on the left? The very large button has engine start printed next to it. All right, let's push engine start. You press the large button. Nothing happens. Something must not be working. Okay, I guess there are a few things we need to fix. I'm going to guess that first, at least, we'll need to fix that fusible link in the room to the right, and maybe also, the engines are probably offline, probably due to the wiring. Remember, not here, but in that other tunnel, which branched off from the power room, there was that cable with the 3 scratches on it. We'll probably need to fix that. Maybe that's what's wrong with the engines. And I don't think, yeah, this force field doesn't hurt us, but we can't walk through it. And if we look through the window, did I look through the window in the last video? Look at the tunnel. The tunnel to the north is very long. At its distant end, that shouldn't have an apostrophe in it, you can see part of the massive engines that were built into this asteroid. So, for some reason they built engines into the asteroid, I guess to propel it around, to control the trajectory of the asteroid. And if we look at these charts on the wall, they are power flow diagrams, probably for the engine systems. They mean little to you, however. Okay. I'm starting to wonder what is our character's specialty. I mean, we've run into a lot of things like biology and quantum physics and engineering information, and he just keeps saying, or the game keeps saying, oh, that's not your specialty. You don't really know anything about that. So what is our specialty? What did this guy study besides being an adventure game character? So there we go. Once again, that's one of the 5 creature types that we've eliminated by letting oxygen into this tunnel. And let's see. Hold on, let me take off my helmet for a sec. Actually, okay, let's do this. So what I was saying at the beginning of the video is, at this point in time, our emphasis is going to be less on exploring and more on puzzle solving. Now we're going to need to deal with some of the things that we've seen in and around the station. Prominent among those, of course, is those 5 creatures. Let me go ahead and very quickly... Actually, before I do... What I was going to do is look at the computer to review those 5 creatures. But before I do that, let's go ahead and go up the elevator, because what I want to do is go outside. So, what's the way outside? North is the landing area. Okay, so if we come out here... that, I believe, will take us back to the... Does this take us back to that security office? Yeah, it does. So if we come out through here... Okay, and that red light there means I'll need to put on my helmet at this point. So there we go. We've got our helmet on. Let's go ahead and deal with a creature type that was not one of the 5 listed on the computer, because it's a familiar life form on Earth. All Earthlings know this life form very well, sometimes too well, in fact. There's the observatory, but I think just south of there, yeah, here we go. So this, if we take a look at the window, it's made of normal glass, although rather thick, and is reinforced by steel wire in the glass. Looking down, you can see a botanical garden. What did we see in the garden? Those of you will... most of you will probably remember, we very briefly saw a garden which was inhabited by a giant spider, which very quickly killed us when we encountered it. What can we do about that? Well, we don't have any time to deal with the spider when we go into the room, because the moment we enter that room, the spider kills us, or wraps us up in its silk webbing. But this glass overlooks the garden where the spider is. Can we look through the glass? No. I said look through the glass, but instead it describes the glass. Okay. But what can you do with glass based on our inventory items that we have here? Well, glass is supposed to be fragile, so probably half of these things, like, I don't know, a lot of these things, like the kitchen knife and the electromagnet and the hacksaw and probably the gun as well, are fairly solid metal objects. But I think we're supposed to use the hammer to break the glass. But I don't know if I just say break glass. Unfortunately, your fists are not as strong as the glass. You'd better find something better to use. Okay, we need to specify an implement. What if I try to do it with, I don't know, something like the gun, maybe? I didn't say use your fists. I said do it with the gun. Do you know English, game? English! Can you speak it? All right. Well, it's pretty obvious that the most obvious implement for this trick, or for this action, is the hammer. So let's go ahead and use the hammer. You kneel down in front of the greenhouse skylight and let fly with your newly acquired hammer. Tap, tap, crack, tap, crack. The cracks are spreading. You decide to get clear. Wow, that was an impressively large explosion, but then again, that was the explosive decompression caused by the air inside rushing to the vacuum of space, so I guess that's to be expected. There isn't much left of the skylight. You did a pretty good job. Looking down, you can see the garden. It's not a very pretty sight. Oh, it's not a pretty sight. Those plants didn't last long in hard vacuum. Yes, I guess plants don't. And what else probably didn't do very well in hard vacuum? A certain aforementioned life form, which we're going to go back and see now. You know, I'm curious, is there a way to get inside without going through the security office again? Because if we go through the security office, I think we have to decontaminate and all that. Isn't there a way... Hold on. I thought that there was... Oh, here we go. Here's the emergency entrance, or exit, rather. Can we come down here even though the ladder is missing? Can we just fall down? Ouch. Well, nothing broken. Yes, we can. Okay, so we can actually walk in through this way. We don't have to... Now that we have that security badge in our inventory, those doors will open for us. They wouldn't open before, but now that we have the security badge, we can come in through any entrance into the base. Doesn't that present a hazard if we don't decontaminate, though? I don't think you strictly have to decontaminate in this game, but now that I think about it, isn't it... I mean, decontamination serves a purpose. If you're coming in from outer space and coming into here into a human inhabitable area, I think you're supposed to decontaminate first, but I don't think it matters to the game. In terms of the game, I don't think it makes any difference. Okay, so we're back here on the lower level. We climb down here. Let's go ahead and push up and come back here. And now let's revisit the garden. Which door goes to the garden? The east door. Okay. If we take a quick look at the lights. Oh, I guess the... Okay, I get it. So this passageway is still pressurized. Yeah, this tunnel is still pressurized here. But if we go... No? Oh, that's not the garden. That's the... yeah, that's the observatory room. But if we come over here and look at the door... Can we look at the light over the door? No? Okay. Well, anyway, I'm pretty sure that now that we've smashed that skylight, this is a non-pressurized area. So, oh, actually, it's a tunnel. Let me take off the helmet for a sec. This is still another tunnel leading to the garden. There we go. That light is red. So that's probably going to be the garden, which is now newly depressurized because of our antics on the surface. So now I'll put on my helmet, and wow, what a mess. Well, yep. That spider is not going to bother us now. At least it's not going to capture us. It still looks pretty visually disturbing, but... You are standing in what used to be a botanical garden. When you broke the skylight, everything in here underwent explosive decompression. The plants didn't fare much better than the spider did. There are bits of vegetation scattered about the floor, an extremely dead spider on the wall, and fertilizer everywhere. The skylight over your head has been destroyed, and you have a lovely view of the stars. There are some strange-looking lights just under the skylight. What is with those lights? Aha! They must be ultraviolet lights for the plants. Not too much of the sun's light gets out this far into space. The skylight was probably for when the asteroid was in Earth orbit. The lights are still working. Now that doesn't really have anything to do with anything in here right now. Well, I guess it was useful for the plants, but that might be something to keep in mind for just a little bit later. There were ultraviolet lights installed here over the observatory. Interesting. Okay, let's take a look at that fertilizer. It's absolutely everywhere. Yeah, I'm guessing that gray stuff on the floor is the fertilizer. Since when are you a hungry plant? Well, I'm not a hungry plant, but I don't know, maybe the fertilizer might be useful for something. Let's take a look at that spider, even though I think, yeah, what a mess. Yeah, I think the picture says it all. The picture says 1,000 words. It says more than the text could ever really say. What's over here? It's pretty much the same thing, except for the door on the east. I don't think there's anything on those shelves at the bottom here, or are those even shelving units? Okay, whatever. All right, let's go through this door. Hello? Hello? Open door. The door has no handle or knob. It is obviously opened by a control somewhere. Maybe we should have a closer look. Okay. Take a closer look. Look closely at door. Oh, the door to the east is closed. The door is not automatic, so there must be control somewhere. It's probably behind those vines. Okay, so we need to clear out these vines that conveniently are only growing over the one part that we need to access. The vines near the east door must be pretty tough. They withstood decompression with minimal damage. Yeah. Can we get the vines? You don't need dead vines. Can we move the vines? If decompression didn't move them, you sure won't be able to. All right. Can we cut the vines? You'll need something sharp. Okay, can we cut the vines with the hacksaw? When was the last time you saw someone gardening with a hacksaw? It won't work. Are you sure? I mean, I know people don't garden with hacksaws, but I think it would cut a vine, wouldn't it? I don't know, how tough are vines? I mean, if that hacksaw cut through steel, it cut through those steel chains. I think it can probably darn well cut through a vine. Okay, what do we have here? We have that kitchen knife. Can we try cutting the vines with the knife? Are you serious? A kitchen knife can cut through something that a hacksaw can't handle? That's a little bit... Okay, whatever. Wielding the knife, you savagely hack into the vines. After a few quick strokes, they fall apart, revealing a button and card slot. Okay. Can you push the button? Oh, and it opens the door. I usually think that if I see a door with a card slot next to it, that the door won't open unless you put a card into the card slot, but I think this is the second time now that we've seen a door with a card slot just open upon pushing the button. Okay. Well, this is a little storage shed. There's probably something useful here. You're standing what appears to be some sort of tool shed. There are some shelves, several bags of fertilizer, some drums, a pick, and a rake. Can we get the pick? It might make a nice weapon, but you really don't want to lug that thing around. What about the rake? You don't want or need the rake. Okay, what else is here then? Bags of fertilizer and some drums. Can we get a look at the bags? Seems to be normal fertilizer, not that experimental stuff that's scattered all about the garden. Okay, can we get a bag? You don't want it. Can we get the drums? You are not a hungry plant. Try eating cake or something. I already did. Okay. Is there anything else on these shelves? Several boxes and a small portable lamp. Can we get the boxes? You don't want it. Open the boxes? How do you know? You don't know what's in those boxes. Well, maybe they're labeled, but I don't know. Can we read the boxes? Okay. Well, let's get the lamp. Excuse me. You take the portable lamp. All right. So what's up with this lamp? It's a... This is a portable ultraviolet grow lamp. Judging from its weight, it must have some internal batteries. There's a small power switch on the top. The batteries are at 14%. I wonder how he knows that the batteries are at 14%. Wasn't that exactly what the... what that electromagnet was? That was also at exactly 14%, I think. I assume there's probably an external battery gauge or something like that that lets you read the battery level from the outside, but okay. Well, we got an ultraviolet lamp. I'm sure that must be useful somewhere, right? And again, we remember that there were ultraviolet lights here in this room shining above the garden. So let's go ahead and take our helmet off here. How are we doing for oxygen? Oh, only 50%. Okay, that's fine. We can fill up an oxygen later in that room that we saw earlier with the CompuServe address on it. So we'll go back there to get some more oxygen a little bit later if we start running lower. But for now, let's go ahead and save for just a sec. And let's do this now. Let's go ahead and go back to the security office, which is in the northeast. And let's review the information on the computer. So let's sit in the chair, use computer. Oh, it's probably use terminal. There we go. Select database. What was the database name? I think it was it biology or something like that? What was the database name? I thought it must have been... It was... Hold on, I have some notes here. What was the name? Oh, Biomed. There we go. Biomed. Let's go ahead and quickly review the names of those 5 creatures. Once again, alphabetical order. We started with the Brelt. The Brelt is... Aha! Porcupine. Actually, we don't need to worry about this one because I know we already have what's needed to deal with this. So, this thing fires steel darts. I remember I questioned before, is it really realistic to think that something can organically roast steel? Probably not, but it doesn't matter. We have something that reacts with steel, namely an electromagnet. And yes, you do use the electromagnet with the Brelt, so we don't need to remember its name for that. We know that the spikes are made of steel, and so we have something that can react with steel. So we'll see that a little bit later, of course. The next was the Glitten. And yes, all the Glittens are not gold. Okay, very large insect-like creature. Oh, was that the... Yeah, they have only been spotted in areas where the native atmosphere has leaked in. So that was that huge green praying mantis thing that can't handle oxygen. So I think there's only one of each of these creatures in the game, so we've already dealt with the Glitten. We won't need to worry about that again. Next was the Karak. Yes, one of my regular viewers made a joke about Karak Atar. Obviously a joke on Harik Atar from Quest for Glory 2 in a earlier video. Okay, Karak is that thing with 3 feet, that huge green circular kind of thing with 3 feet. This one is vulnerable to heat, so we need something that can generate heat, which will probably also, now that I think about it, be something that we can use on that damaged cable. Remember, the game told us we need a soldering iron or something like that to deal with that cable, so we'll probably, I'm guessing we'll use the same heat generating implement to kill the Karak and to repair that cable. So that's something that we can look forward to later. And there are 2 left. Then there's the Timac. Small gelatinous creature. Aha! The Timac is that blue blob in the mining area. And look at the part at the bottom. They have been spotted in every part of the base, the only exception being the botanical gardens. For some reason they avoid that place completely. Well, it's not because of the spider, although you might think maybe the spiders like to eat the Timacs, but no, the Timac doesn't like something that was in the botanical garden. You can see where this is going, probably. And we are going to revisit that theme very soon, but quickly let's look at the Zeld. What was the Zeld? That's, oh. I don't think we've seen this one yet. Yeah, we haven't seen this creature yet, but the hint here is that it had several little bumps that looked not unlike insect bites. Well, we know where to get an insect. We know where to get a stinging insect. I didn't take it with me at the moment, at that time, but we know where to get one, so we'll know that when we see a Zeld, we can deal with it using that bee from the science lab. So, okay, I think that's fine. So, let's go ahead and quit here. And quit again. All right. So now we know what we can do with the blue blobby thing, the Timac, I think it was called. We need to go to the mine and look at the doors. Oh, the mine is on the 2nd level. So push down, and I think the mine was to the west. Yes, west is the mine. So let's come over here and deal with that Timac. And let's see, let's go ahead and slow the game down to normal. And I'm going to put on my helmet and quickly save my game. So what we need to do here is use that ultraviolet lamp, and the batteries on it were at only 14%, but I think we don't need it for that long. So because this game runs in real time even when you have something typed at the bottom, I'll go ahead and pre-type what I'll need to do, which is, I believe, something like shine light on Timac. I think it's spelled that way. I hope it's spelled that way. Let's go over here and really? Okay. Really, game? Are you really being serious with me now? Are you honestly telling me that... Okay. Well, I managed to escape. Let's try that again. Shine lamp. Yeah, it does say lamp in the inventory, but is there actually a difference between a lamp and a light? Okay, shine lamp on Timac. Let's try this again. No words. Nope. Nope. No words to respond to that. No. Not going to justify that with a response. In fact, I'm going to restore the game so that we can forget that that ever happened. You saw nothing. What are you talking about? Turn on the lamp. You switch on the ultraviolet lamp. It is now running on its internal batteries. Let's very quickly shine the lamp on the Timac when we step out here. You point your ultraviolet lamp at the moving blob. Wow, that was effective. No wonder that little crater didn't have a suntan. He has been completely vaporized. You turn off your lamp and put it away. Wow. Well, that worked out pretty well. Let's take a look at the lamp. The batteries are at 13%. Oh dear, that's an unlucky number, but let's try and conserve the batteries. A superstitious person would turn the lamp on to increment that or decrement that down to 12%, but I'm sure there's no harm in leaving it at 13% for now. Okay, now that we no longer have to worry about the Timac, let's take a look around here. Doesn't look much work has been done here. There is a pickaxe stuck into the ground and some work lights. There are doors to the north and east. All right, can we get the lights? Can we turn off the lights? All right, never mind. Can we get the pickaxe? Well, he probably won't want it. Whoever stuck it in the ground here was much stronger than you. You'd better give up that idea. Well, there's another pickaxe in that other storage closet next to the garden. You didn't want that one either, so... All right, let's push this button and see what we can find in here. Ooh, looks like there are several things here. You're in a small storage closet. There are some shelves here, a pick leaning up against the wall, a hook on the other wall, and some explosives under the shelves. Okay, I'm going to guess he doesn't want this pick, since this is the third one we've encountered, and we don't need it. What's that thing on the wall? Is that the hook? You have no use for it. Let's look on the shelves. On the shelves, you see a pair of wire cutters, a large drill bit, a small laser drill, and some blocks of C4. Wow. Can we get the cutters? Where are they? Oh, over here. Pick up the wire cutters and carry them with you. Nice. They look pretty tough. You should be able to cut or strip just about any size wire. Okay. And what else? A large drill bit. Can we get the drill bit? You don't need the drill bit. Okay. But there is a laser drill. Now, why is there a drill bit next to a laser drill? Because a laser drill doesn't use bits to cut. It just uses the laser, but I guess the drill bit is for another type of drill. Okay, let's get the laser. Where is the laser? You grab the laser drill and take it with you. All right. Now, this can probably do some serious work. This is a small portable hand laser used for excavation and self-defense. The power gauge shows about half a charge. Okay. Well, half a charge will have to be enough. And there was, the C4. Can we get the C4? You don't want or need them. But can I say get explosive? You don't trust yourself with them. Leave them alone. I have to be honest, I think I wouldn't trust our protagonist of this game with them either. Okay, well, that was nice. We got a couple of useful items there. Let's go ahead and walk back in here, take our helmet off. Oxygen is still at 40%. That's good enough for now. And we have a laser drill, which you can assume would probably generate some considerable heat. And I just mentioned a little while ago a couple of ways that we might be able to use something that can generate a lot of heat. So, where can we find something that generates lots of, or something that responds well to lots of heat? One was, hold on, I can't remember. Did I need the helmet for this area? Yes, I did. Okay. I could have just checked the light, but I guess I should have checked the light. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and make the game go a little bit faster, because I think that somewhere around here we had... Wait, no, it wasn't here. No, it wasn't here. It was... I'm getting those two tunnels mixed up because those two tunnels look exactly the same, but it wasn't the tunnel in the engine room. It was this tunnel in the power plant. Is there a red light on the southeast? Yes, there is. So I'll need the helmet in here as well. Okay, it was in this area that we saw... let's carefully walk over the ladder. And if we go into this maintenance tunnel here, we can repair this wire. Take off my helmet. Repair the wire. Okay, can I say repair wire with laser? I'm going to assume that laser must generate a lot of heat. Blasting a hole in the wall would not do any good. Repair wire with drill? I guess that's the same. Yeah, okay. Well, okay, I guess that does not work. We'll need something else that can generate a lot of heat. Okay, I'm going to hope then that since that didn't work, that my other idea will work, which was to, whoops, actually, you know what? Let me just go ahead and restore my game. Let's go ahead and go to the upper level real quick, because I'd like to try our laser drill on that, actually, I don't remember what it was called now, but that three-legged green thing. Remember we said it seems to be vulnerable to heat. So which way was it? Was that in the, was that in the, I can't remember where we've been now and where we haven't been. Hold on. Was that down here? Oh wait, is this, oh yeah. This is a helmet area. I think that green thing was here. Yes, it is. All right, let's shoot the creature with the laser. You draw your weapon and fire. Whoa! Now that was, I think, the reaction that we're looking for. Wow, what a mess. Well, you won't have to worry about that monster again. Too bad you don't have a spatula handy. It would be nice to clean up a little. Well, come on, you're not Roger Wilco now, are you? Let's take a look at our laser drill. It still shows about half a charge. Okay, that's nice. Let's go ahead and see what was beyond that, that big green thing. Oh. A door. Oh! That is the thing. Okay, so that is the thing which is vulnerable to the bee stings. So we'll need to go back there with the bee a little bit later. I have already been playing for half an hour, and I think this pretty much should count as a full video. Still at 36% oxygen, that's not bad. But since I don't want to make you folks wait for the satisfaction of seeing this, let's come out here and, oh, I needed the helmet here as well. Put the helmet on, and just to give you folks a little bit of added satisfaction so you don't need to wait for this in the next video, let's go ahead and turn on that electromagnet. You turn the magnet on, and let's come over here and see our old friend here. This time you're ready. You whip out your recently activated electromagnet. Whee! Good work, that magnet deflected those steel darts. Wait, the little beggar's going to try it again. The poor thing, he's half naked and completely embarrassed. He's not sure exactly what he should do. I think he's leaving. Good riddance. You turn off the electromagnet, discard the darts, and put the electromagnet away. You wounded that little guy's pride pretty severely. You won't be seeing him ever again. Well, that is good. It's good for us. I mean, it was a cute little creature, but also quite deadly. And to top things off, wow. Wow, I was not expecting this. Is this a pressurized area? Yes, it is, so I can take the helmet off here. Well, that's a nice note to end on, isn't it? Wow, this is beautiful. You're standing in a lovely field. There are trees, shrubs, and grass around. You can see some small hills off to the north. Isn't this a lovely scene to end a video on? I think this is a good place to stop. This is marvelous. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching and for accompanying me on our adventures to this meadow where we are continuing to witness Earthrise. We'll see more Earthrise action in the next video. I'll talk to you then, folks. Bye-bye for now.